I'm here at the home of Blackburn Golf. I'm in Mark's studio suite. He's got force plates, we've got launch monitors, we got a lot of 3D systems, high-speed cameras, we've got everything. But today we're going to talk about a pretty simple wedge shot unless you're playing the U.S. Open next week at Pebble Beach. Number 7, the diabolical par 3. Let's take a close look on why this can cause the players playing in the field next week such an issue trying to control their ball flight. Here's a sketch of the green. You can see Carmel Bay to the right, and you can see it beyond, surrounded by bunkers, only 106 yards. It has been stated that it is the shortest hole in U.S. Open history, but it causes some massive problems for these players. If you take a closer look at what's going on here, we'll discover why. We have about a 40-foot elevation from the tee height to the putting surface. You're up on a little bluff coming off of 6th green. You can see that on a 100-yard wedge shot, the typical, say 52 degree, 54 degree for these players would apex at around 70 feet. The problem is, in this case, you've got to couple those numbers. You've got to do 40 and 70, 110 feet of ball flight elevated in these coastal winds. It's just too much exposure. And then lastly, we've got maximum spin in the bag occurring at usually around the 100 plate. So you add it all up and it's a disaster. They have no idea really how far the ball is going to go when the wind starts gusting. Furthermore, this hole faces to the south, and a lot of the prevailing winds are from the south during the middle of the summer. Famously, Tom Kite hit a 6-iron back in 1992 when the winds were gusting 30 and 40 miles an hour. We're going to talk about a little technique change on how they can help them flight their wedge off this hole. So I've got my 52 degree, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the changes that these players make rather than hit that shorter club. Okay? They have to lean the shaft more, and they got to get the ball to launch a little bit lower. It's just far easier to do that and keep their speed pretty high rather than try to chip on down the hill with a lower lofted club. So I've got a 52 degree, like I said, and I've got a ping pong paddle. This red indicates kind of the loft for you guys. And you can see that I am trying to take all the loft off the club. I can't see any red from this view. Player's perspective, all I see is black. And I'm doing that. If you watch the lead wrist, it goes into flexion. I turn that hand down to the ground. I feel like the back of my hand is looking at the ball like that. And I do it with my club. It looks this way. And what I'm doing is I'm changing the dynamic loft. I'm squaring the club face while I'm simultaneously leaning the shaft forward. I'm getting that ball to flight and cut the wind. So let's put it into action. I'm going to hit this ball 100 yards. I'm going to take a rehearsal, what it looks like coming down. And the last little bit of secret ingredient here is you got to keep the lead arm against the chest like this so you can shallow the strike and you don't take a really big divot. So you can drive your torso into the ball. Here we go. Perfect little flighted 100-yard shot there. Again, the keys are go up to the top. Most players have a flat left wrist. You're going to go into flexion and lean that shaft forward while you're squaring the club face. You're going to keep the connection in the lead arm against the torso as you drive your torso through to the finish so you could have a nice shallow attack angle on this flighted wedge.